Dan, we're going.
So, welcome to Baseline. And they ask, what is baseline? Baseline is homelessness. It's a marginalizing term when you use it that way, homelessness. But if an alien were to land, say tomorrow, and came up to you and he said, hey, what planet is this? You were to say, well, it's Earth, but I'm homeless. He would look at you and he'd go, God, what happened to your home planet? You wouldn't know or understand, what homelessness would be. You may even think that you yourself are an alien. What's this biped doing, running around in plant and wildlife world? So, when we redefine homelessness to baseline, what we do is we recraft the way that we look at society by adding a new lower level of baseline to status. Any level of status that you'd want. You mentioned Richard Branson way up here, somebody else down here, me at baseline, along with probably 600 other happy, beautiful, and free baseliners in the upper Haight area in San Francisco, California. Now, when you leave status, any level of status, and you come to baseline, and you look back, what you see is a schoolhouse of children that are still folding sheets and reprimanding each other, making sure meals get cooked on time, teaching, learning. But they have no idea that the parents have been gone for a long time. They're stuck in this one cycle that's happy and safe, and it makes them happy. They're not satisfied. Now, you'd say, how do you know? How do you know they're not satisfied? Because you and I are not satisfied. We are happy, and we can be amazingly happy. But this is a story older than the written word. Whereas that last layer of satisfaction, where's that last layer that takes us to a state of satisfaction, which is a state of zero desire in dense now. When you come to baseline, you also see perception changes in time and in calendar, things you're used to in status that are ingrained in you. They're automatic. They're not just alarms. They're little things, like the way you remember stuff, the way you perceive a memory actually changes. Now you may be thinking, it's just the drugs. There's the San Francisco drug culture. It collides right with it. Baseline, just like someone living in Detroit would collide with what used to be the automotive industry. So two separate things. Perception can be changed, and if you don't believe it, on the outside of that schoolhouse that we were talking about, that status schoolhouse, where they're in there keeping things right and being good kids, doing the right thing, nothing wrong with it. There's a bike on the side of that schoolhouse. That bike is the first 10-speed or 12-speed bike you ever saw that was not geared up in exact synchronicity. In other words, it was a low gear to a one moved faster than the other. You've never seen anything like that in your life. And for a second, you could not believe your eyes until the idea of transmission went through your head. But for an instant, that's what it looks like. That's Cortez's ships coming across the water, with the indigenous not knowing what a ship was, so they were thinking they were birds. You go to baseline, perception changes, your motion into dense now, and natural providership come to life with your dedication to the state of baseline, which you reach at the crossroads of commitment. All of this is discussed in the American Homeless Companion. Now, dense now and natural providership are simple concepts, but I want to move to a much more important concept in this discussion, where we have dense now and we see changes in time, and we go back to a state before we initiated so much scheduling that seems so easy. There should be no reason for that. And again, nothing is wrong with it. Nothing is wrong. But look at some differences that could be better with better choices. At baseline, when someone asks you, hey man, what'd you do this morning? You find yourself having to rewind back the tape a little bit more granularly to figure that question out. What did I do this morning? It's not that you didn't have anything to do, but the time registering on your thoughts have changed. So instead of being able to go, what was I doing during 60 minutes? You now have to move frame to frame. And the vision and the observation changes too. It rounds out in a different way. Now, the American Homeless Companion doesn't attempt to explain these biologically. It simply demonstrates what is common with baselines and what they perceive. And in doing so, we do in the book what we did to homelessness, that awful marginalizing term. We change it to a word that makes more sense. Baseline. The best thing is the recalibration of the body to its original factory settings. You're thinking it's icky, sticky, yucky, buggy, yuck. How do you stand it? When's the last time you took a shower? I've not had a shower in a year. I have not used a detergent in a year. I have not used a toothpaste in a year. I've not applied a cologne. I've lost count of the other things I've stopped using. I went up to a girl at the Safeway store the other day and I asked her, she seemed obviously bright. San Francisco's full of bright, independent women. She could have answered two ways. I said, do I smell? Do I smell bad to you? Because I'm surrounded by a lot of people that may not be able to know, you know what I mean? And she could have said, of course you don't. So if I say you do, right? It's a different thing. It's a digression into prejudice, but she didn't. She was honest. She said, nice, mother. I've had 2 girlfriends since I've been out here. I think I smell fantastic. I know what I smell like when I'm bad, smell it. And so this siren that's approaching right now is a call to reset your body to your factory settings at baseline. It's what happens. You'll go through a strange period, you'll see different sores, certain things, so your cuticles will change because of the diet you're bringing in. You'll actually see new marks that'll form, and this happens in your toes as well. This is actually an old time table thing. This is 6 months in growth. No deodorants, no nothing, no bugs.
What about this?
Pants?
I mean, no, your cane.
Oh, the cane? Oh, well, this was given to me. This was a gift from a girl that just walked up to me and said, "Hey, you want, a staff?" I mean, how many times in life does a man get offered a staff by a girl in a major metropolitan area? Right? You have to travel for that one. So she brought it up, and of course I wanted it. I had a cane, and I'm more of a cane guy, I thought, than a staff guy. You know what I mean? This is, a little bit more cumbersome. It's a different way to do it. With a cane, you have to kind of push down. With a staff, though, you have the incredible comfort of being able to hold on. You know what I mean? And so it has a little bit of a biblical effect still, not to be overlooked. But yeah, it took me a second to get used to the staff. It was a different sort of method on it. But it's very useful because these things, are all used to hold up clothes, to support a shelter, to, defend away from an attack if you have to. You have to be very crafty, on these kind of things. It's a gift from someone that gave that to me, and I installed it in kind of a way, I'm no killer, but boy, that's nice to know that I can pick up trash faster with this. So, in a sense, just remember that the important lesson at baseline is to join us. Okay, everyone out at baseline knows how to fold a sheet, lock a door, cook in a kitchen, answer a phone call, pay a bill, close a garage door, and avoid a neighbor. Does status know what it's like to come out to baseline and enjoy that type of freedom? Know what to sleep in a park? Know when to Not get upset when somebody's going crazy about their dog. Join us at Baseline.
And remind me who you are again and what your role is.
Yeah, my name is Dan Neel, and I'm the author of The American Homeless Companion. I live in San Francisco, California. I'm a baseliner.
And you've been a baseliner for how long?
It'll be 1 year in January.
And you've written previous works as well?
Yeah, that's correct. I'm the author of Escape from Elvis Island, Deliberate, All Monsters Attack, and The Last Child Born on Earth. And they're all available. You can just Google Dan Neel novels, and it'll go right to my site. You can buy those right now.
Cool. Thank you very much, Dan. I appreciate it. Was there more that you wanted to get on here? Cool. You're awesome.